Thank you so much. Thank you for inviting me to your community. Yes, it might be a slightly different perspective because I will talk from NGO perspective, but I think it complements the partnerships we are talking here about, right? My name is Ines, as it has been told, and I represent national non-governmental network. But in my, let's say, daily life, I also live in small rural town. So I'm totally not detached from rural areas. I know all the specifics and perspectives, and I'm very happy to see in this call also my close colleague Aiva from Latvian Rural Forum, and I think she can at any time in comments part and questions part also complement my presentation, as I see her also as a very high professional in this area. So let me move forward. Um, Previous presentations talked about local level innovations. I must say that in Latvia, we were in need to develop national level innovation because historically in Latvia, we don't have strong international non-governmental organizations. And these international non-governmental organizations like Red Cross, like Caritas, like World Vision, they all can bring in local level global knowledge on topics where we don't have it. And on preparedness in Latvia, we unfortunately don't have it. We have been building our approach from the scratch. It happened when we went through actually three crisis situations as a country. First was COVID-19, what we everyone know, and every municipality, every local community needed to react. The second was when we cooperated with people who were trying to escape Belarus when so-called president beat its own people. And then the third, of course, where almost, I think, every Latvian citizen and inhabitant stood up was to support Ukraine and still is doing that. So we have faced in these crisis situations enormous amount of citizens who want to do something. But the question is how, when, and how they can integrate in the existing system. And in Latvia, the civil defense system is very decentralized. A lot is in hands of municipality, especially when we talk about evacuation or any kind of need to move people because of floods or any other disasters what might happen. What we learned in these situations, first, of course, as I said, people and communities are first responders. We saw that sometimes in crisis situations, municipalities and even national government need time to reorganize. There might be new citizen groups that need help, but they are not, for example, foreseen in the legal acts or so. Also, we saw that this interest of citizens is so high that those who have never had any volunteer experience stand up to help. So this means that actually they need some first basic information how they could do it effectively. Lack of the system at local level. So what we saw was that those municipalities who partner with non-governmental organizations on daily basis, of course, they are more prepared. They know how to work. With citizens, but those who don't, they even now when they have these scenario exercises, they say, no, we will not cooperate with NGOs because there is lack of this mutual trust and also lack of legal framework. And another point is about low sustainability. I was listening with real interest to previous presentations, how these activities are financed. And now I see that most of them are project financed or voluntary. And what we see is that, yes, people can help, we can have some projects, but how we sustain the results. And unfortunately, even though people develop different new services or new activities in crisis situations, they actually need resources to sustain. And then it's a moment when local government should come in. Of course, as for everyone, 2020 was a catalyst of change in Latvia. Since then, we have done a lot of things at local level. And here you can see some pictures also in Latvian rural parliament where local communities come together. We, for example, invited different stakeholders to have these tabletop scenarios, as it was explained also in very similar way in the first presentation. So these tabletop scenarios in local communities, they actually help to bring this social capital, social networking to understand who can be related to whom, and also, let's say, reduce the boundaries between local governments, citizens, and services like fire and rescue service. Then we actually understood that we need to build this trust based on our own initiative rather than wait for local governments or governments to do something. And we developed policy position on social resilience and also sent to our different government institutions common letters signed by more than 100 CSOs that we see our role in this preparedness. Please listen to us, engage us. And actually, that was very positive move because after this activity, so institutions started to engage with us more and more. Also, we developed the online learning course on social resilience. As I said, as we don't have any organization who specializes on this topic and who knows about these issues, like, for example, in Sweden, there is this Civil Defense League or so. So we are gathering all information what we can get on online learning course, which is, of course, free and available for everyone. Common events, of course, and now we established a national level NGO working group for those NGOs who are interested in civil protection. And now there are more than 60 different NGOs, and I'm ahead of this working group trying to engage everyone. So technically activities are implemented at local level, but we try to coordinate and learn together. And then this year we had Sprint of Innovations. It is so-called, it's a process which is organized by our state chancellery for different stakeholders who want to solve some kind of challenge. And the challenge what we were solving in this innovation sprint was how to engage in better ways citizens in civil protection at local level. And different stakeholders came together, and as a final result, we have national level guidelines on this topic. There are responsibilities of different local stakeholders on crisis engagement, also resources, trainings, and communication. So they were launched just now in October. So we are looking forward now to implement in more systemic way. And also this year in September, we had first National Civil Society Week. We had zero financing. It's our own voluntary initiative, but we engaged local communities, local organizations, also municipalities. Some participated to make local events on resilience. So this is something how we are building from bottom up the system in Latvia. So main stakeholders, I mentioned already most of them. So at national level, we cooperate with different national institutions, municipalities. I must say to be continued because we are still we are having some good examples where municipalities take a lead and try to engage with citizens and build these systems, but it's not so common. I have to be very honest also, of course, about challenges. But besides stakeholders, I want to say that this approach of preparedness can be integrated in different type of activities, as it was mentioned before in a fantastic case of usual sports games that everyone is organizing to focus them more on civil protection. So you can also integrate them in urban planning, for example. And we had an event with Ministry of Regional Affairs where local municipalities were present And we try to connect civil protection planners and rural planners and municipal, these, spatial planners, because sometimes they do the same thing, but they speak different languages. So yeah, and of course, other elements that we can find at local level. Our libraries are very active on this topic, specifically from preparing to safeguard cultural objects and cultural let's say, space in crisis situations. And main, already coming to some conclusions and takeaways. So bottom-up capacity building takes a lot of time. It's very slow, but I would say that it's very sustainable at the same time. Trust is at very core, and in this, if I may say, game, come in new stakeholder, which is so-called unorganized civil society, and this is something new for us, for Latvia. We know how to cooperate with NGOs, but we still need to learn and prepare the system how to work at local level with every citizen. Everyday activities matter. Those activities that we implement, like in Latvia, it's very popular to do cleanups at community level. Neighborhood communities become stronger and stronger. They actually strengthen these skills and social networks. Formalized tools, of course, they enable, as I said already many before, in Latvia now almost all municipalities need to establish by the new law citizen councils. So this we also see as a very good opportunity. And of course, which is not less, because we can talk about tools and methods, but sense of belonging to your local community. This is actually the core thing that might at some moment decide your choice. Complementary actions, I would like maybe to promote it rather than to define. We, as NGOs, have very strong Baltic level cooperation. I called it even Love of Three Sisters, because we are three national platforms that chat together on daily basis. This is very important that we cooperate at Baltic level and look over the cross-border initiatives. And there is one group in Baltic Sea region level, which is called Network of Municipalities and Volunteer NGOs on Civil Protection. I really encourage to join it because it is a very similar approach like here, that people are sharing their practical experiences. So again, this is a new platform where everyone can learn. So yeah, way forward, focus on evacuation. This is because we are really trying to be very practical, culture of preparedness, and I'm really amazed by good examples from colleagues before. Empowerment of citizens, as I said, every citizen matter, and resources for NGOs, because of course we can develop concepts and the guidelines and everything, but we just need resources to act. And this is for now a little bit of challenge for us, because many project goals are not designed to cover these topics. So yeah, thank you. And I'm also open for cooperation and linking with our NGOs and municipalities who work in Latvia with these topics. Thank you.